Our first guest in this MOOC is Susanna Sancassani, Managing Director at METID, Politecnico di Milano. She is a strong supporter of knowledge sharing, also through the adoption of OERs, and she is going to explain us the consistency of this approach to the third mission of universities.
Disability awareness and support. Sustainable development for all. International women's health and human rights. What do all these topics have in common? They are all titles of MOOCs, massive open online courses, a considerable piece in the large puzzle of open educational resources. As MOOCs, they have another common feature. They aren't focused on typical curricular contents. If you are familiar with MOOCs platforms, you could have noticed that in the last times, a growing number of MOOCs are no longer connected to the classical higher education topics. They are rather related to a wider and socially engaged approach, the so-called third mission of universities. What is it? The third mission of universities is an actual third dimension, which goes beyond the traditional mission of teaching and researching, and leads the universities to a wider and deeper collaboration with the social context, both on a local and on a global scale. The recent evolution of the universities has been brilliantly described by Caroline Roper and Marilyn Hurt, two American researchers, as a shift from the previous model, teaching, research and service, to the new one, learning, discovery and engagement. Engagement is the key word for the third mission of universities. Nowadays, universities are asked not only to give answers to the needs expressed by the society, but also to build strong relationships with social subjects. In order to interact with them, to identify together the relevant needs, and to co-build effective answers. Open educational resources initiatives play a strategic role in reshaping the models of production and the reproduction of knowledge. So they are great occasions for universities to invent and test new forms of integration with the communities. For example, universities could have a great role in supporting the new needs of literacy coming from the evolution of the main issues of our society. On the one hand, relevant groups of citizens need to be supported in the transition towards new ways to manage topics as diversity, aging, or even the digitalization of daily life. On the other hand, many global issues as climate change, food security, access to energy, international cooperation require new forms of literacy diffused from citizens to decision makers. Looking for new opportunities to strengthen their role in the digital society, universities should play as leaders in these processes. MOOCs could be very effective tools to support the academic contribution to new literacies. Let's explore why. MOOCs, thanks to their online, open, massive nature, are great channels for sharing ideas at a local and global level with every kind of public. Moreover, MOOCs are somehow a virgin territory, often loose from curricular traditional pathways. This means that universities can easily take advantage from MOOC initiatives to build innovative knowledge-sharing courses, supporting local and global engagement. MOOCs are also great opportunities for interacting and networking with social subjects. First, in the design phase, because to design a MOOC allows to create flexible working groups, gathering people from very different contexts with a common aim and to encourage them in sharing contents, opinions, materials, contacts, etc. Second, during the delivery phase, the global dimension of MOOCs facilitates the collaboration among people interested in specific social topics coming from all over the world. So, MOOCs are indeed great opportunities for the university's social engagement, but there are still a lot of open questions. Just limiting the field at the methodological level, is a third mission MOOC different from a mainstream MOOC? Maybe. Let's reflect. What does it happen if a MOOC doesn't have just a learning objective? What if we need to raise awareness, to attract attention, to call to action? For sure, we need new ways of measuring the success of open learning initiatives related to social engagement. And if the success criteria are different, how methodologies and formats have to fit with them? These are questions the international community of researchers and practitioners still hasn't answered. It is actually a new interesting challenge for the world of open educational resources. Ready to start?